There we go. All right, time for a little bit of uh, ukulele. Get my head in there. Let me go post this over on jollyrogerukulele.com. That's our website. And today is lesson 19 already of the Foundation series. And what we're going to be playing today is we're going to study Happy Birthday. So one of the very few songs you'll actually probably play for somebody at some point. And so we want to have some strategies around how to memorize it, how to think about it. I have a very hilarious story about our advanced ukulele players in the orchestra on this one. Yeah, I don't know if it's funny. You should never tell somebody I have a funny story, because then they're like, go ahead, try to prove it. So got this link posted over on the website, and on the website, of course, is where you go to get all of our sheet music and the whole program, and lots. I mean, I don't know, we're up to about 400 songs or something on that site, and it's getting a little out of control. Okay, it's lesson 19. Okay, link is working. Let me run over and put this on Twitter, because everybody needs to be on Twitter. / Jolly Roger Ukulele. I only put it on there because I heard back in the day it mattered. You know, if you would put stuff on Twitter, then you were more likely to have it indexed in Google properly. But now, because of these SEO companies, you're never getting indexed on anywhere near the front page of Google unless you pay for it. So it is what it is, right? All right, so there's that. Close out Twitter. But I still feel old school. Like, yeah, I should probably do that. All right, let's see. Anita's made it in. Beautiful day up in Evergreen. It's a beautiful day here in Denver. I was out earlier. The clouds are sort of moving in, but they're saying not too likely to get any rain today. And it's just lovely out there. That's what I know about the weather. All right, let's go grab Happy Birthday today, and let's see if we can make this. Let me see if I can convince you into memorizing it. How about that? All right, people are logging in here, so we'll give them just a minute more. We'll have plenty of time to get through this guy today. Let's see. Double checking. Okay. Hey, Q, welcome in. The ukulele's held at a 45-ish degree angle. 45, 50, 60 degrees, somewhere in here. Back of the ukulele's against the front of you. You have a Snark ST8 tuner. You have changed your white strings out for fluorocarbon strings. You have added a strap onto your ukulele, and when you play, your thumb is not possible to see your thumb. Okay, so your thumb is back here, right behind wherever your middle finger is. Those are things I'm like to remind you of as we get going along, especially since I can't see what crazy ideas you're coming up with at home on your own. These are sort of the foundations for playing correctly and playing all of the other stuff a little more easily. The stuff you're going to be playing here over the next year is going to get harder and harder and crazier and weirder and more intense until at some point it's going to make sense to play jazz. And if you have any of those main issues cattywampus, it just makes it so much harder to play the more advanced stuff. So I want you to make sure to be double checking in on yourself from time to time. Am I holding it correctly? Am I tuning it correctly? Is my thumb where it's supposed to be? Am I making my life easier or harder? And if you're making it harder, stop doing that, because it's going to get hard enough on its own. Okay, let's see. Diane made it in. Hey, Diane, down in Pueblo. Probably a little warmer in Pueblo than it is up here. And Michelle up in beautiful 62 degrees and cloudy up in Rockaway Beach. Yeah, the heat wave has passed through, and Michelle is back to a normal temperature up there. All right, let me make sure we're in. There we go. Let's learn our chords. We are working in the key of G this week, so make sure your G chord is in good shape. Index finger on top, middle finger on the bottom, ring finger out front. G chord. Okay, there's going to be two different D7s in here. So the first D7 is important because it's also a bar chord. Okay, so you've got your bar, put the bar on 2. You can see that bar right plain as day on the chord chart. Okay, and then your middle finger is going to sit on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And that's what you're looking for. Now, in ukulele, we call this the hard D7 because there's an easy D7, which is later on in the song. For the most part, if you're singing and strumming and having a good time and having a couple of do I say brewskis? You know, you're having a glass of wine and playing ukulele. You probably don't grab this D7 if you're singing. You probably grab the easier D7. But this is actually a much better D7 because it turns out your low string is a D, that's ideal, and your high string is a C, which is the 7th of D7. And so that's a really nice complete D7. The ukulele, however, when we're strumming and singing and just having fun, we usually use the easier D7, which is an interesting chord inversion because now your low string is the C, which makes it the D7, and there's no D in this chord. We call it a D7 because it's basically a D7. And what you learn pretty quickly there is in music, we often will drop whatever the name of the chord is. If it's a G chord, you can actually get away with not playing the G, and our ears hear it just fine. They're like, oh, well, there's supposed to be a G there. It's not there. So that's what's going on with D7. Okay, so that's why you have 2. You have the good one and the easy one. And you can use them interchangeably most of the time when you're singing. After you go to the D7 on Happy Birthday, you go back to G. Okay, and then you're going to go at measure 6. You're going to go to D7, and then the next one's a C. So just take your bar off. Your middle finger's already there. Okay, and then you're going to G chord to a major 7, easy D7, and back to G. Okay, remember you've got 3 beats per measure. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. That little eyeball looking thing above Schmo is a fermata, and you can hold that for as long as you want. Now, we all have agreed on an international basis how long this note is really supposed to be, and right now you know it's way longer than you would normally be making that note. But a fermata means, hey, you can make it whatever length you want it to be. If you're in an ensemble group, then whoever's leading the ensemble says, okay, and go. Right? That's what the conductor's for, is to tell you how long that fermata is going to last. And then you notice above happy, you can either strum your C chord or do nothing, just like you did on the introduction to the song. Happy, grab your G chord, birthday, easy D7 to you. Rob made it in, 91 degrees and sunny in Northeast Texas. That's probably about right. That makes sense. Okay, so the weather's starting to get where it makes sense. 62 in Rockaway Beach, 91 in Texas. That's what that makes sense, and absolutely perfect in Colorado. So somewhere in between those two, right? Okay, let's play it one more time. Big thing is you're getting your chord shapes on in time. Okay, if you're on baritone, your G chord is here. Okay, your D7 is here, done, and your C chord is there. Let's give it a try. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. I don't typically strum on the second happy, but you could get away with it. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. You can strum or not strum there. It just usually sounds better if you don't strum there. Remember, with your right hand patterns, don't get stuck into strumming. Okay, our local folk music shop just came out with their ukulele offerings, and all over the place, strumming this, strumming that. It's how to strum, right? Because that's what folk music players do. They sing and they strum. Well, and as an instrumentalist, you may or may not do that, and so make sure you're not thinking always about happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. That's fine, right? That's a one way to play, but you don't want to get stuck there. And way too many ukulele players are going to get stuck with strum patterns. 95 in Western Massachusetts. That sounds horrible. That sounds way too hot, Shelley. Glad you're here. Turn the air on. Do you guys? I don't know. Probably in Massachusetts you do have air conditioners. I don't know. That was the problem with Vancouver last week or earlier this week. They don't have air conditioning up there. All right. Think about your right hand. How about plucking? Just grab all four strings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so that's just plucking. Now think about your 3 pattern, right? It's 3/4 time. So you could do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Okay, you do have air conditioners in Massachusetts. Okay, good. All right, so Shelley will be fine. Now, a lot of times when you're plucking 3 and you get to a situation like in measure 7 where you have a 2 chords in there, it's a little hard to just get one note for that D7 and then move on. So you might think of a 6 pattern, okay, which would either be thumb, index, middle, or more enjoyable, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Let's try it that way. So do thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Okay, all we're doing is substituting strumming for arpeggio picking, and it's going to make you sound a whole lot more sophisticated. Okay, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Let it ring out. Sing it. Happy birthday to you. Okay, so the big plan behind that is don't get stuck into strumming. Do strumming, you should do that, but you should also try all of your other tools that you're developing. I was doing that thumb, index, middle, ring, middle, index, but you could do it the opposite of that, right? Ring, middle, index, thumb, index, middle. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Right? And so mess around with different things. And in ukulele, the one thing that we don't talk about nearly often enough, that's why I talk myself blue in the face over it, is the music comes out of your right hand. It doesn't come out of the left hand. What type of music is determined here, but what your ukulele sounds like is all based on what's happening on your right hand. And so make sure that you are experimenting on every song about how many different ways you can get music out of your right hand. Hey Pam, welcome in. Still hot up in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey. You guys are all getting roasted out there this time of year. All right. The other sales pitch I put in on this piece of music is years ago, we were doing a concert, and I had all of our, all of them, but a bunch of the more advanced players in the orchestra, and we were all plugged in, and we were, it was a, what do you call it? when you're making money for a charity. It's one of those foundation gigs, right, where you're playing, to raise money for whatever. And the MC came up and said, "Hey, you guys, one of our important donors is having a birthday today. Would you guys mind playing Happy Birthday for us?" And my advanced musicians all shut down. They're like, "I don't have that sheet music. I don't know. What are we going to do? We don't have the sheet music. We didn't plan on playing Happy Birthday." Lost their minds, right? Don't be that person. Don't be those guys, right? They get, as advanced players, they get where, man, they are addicted to paper and they're addicted to sheet music and they really need that in front of them to think. You don't want to be that person when it comes to a few songs. Happy Birthday is one of those songs where you really just want to know it. It's a G chord, goes to a D chord, eventually comes back to a G chord, then it goes to a D7 and a C, then it's G and D7, G, right? Take your time tonight to memorize the chord progression. You're not going to memorize everything, but you can hear it as you play it. Happy birthday to, there's a change there, you. Happy birthday to, you can feel the change, you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. That's the only thing that you may or may not be able to hear, but you can definitely know it's there. Joe Schmo, happy birthday to you. So just take a few minutes. G to D7, back to G, to D7C, G, D7, G. Memorize it. Just be like, I can play Happy Birthday without the sheet music. Because honestly, we've played 400 songs on there on Jolly Roger. 10 of them, maybe, are worth memorizing. The others are for fun and for practice and because we love them and all this stuff. But you want to have Happy Birthday in your wheelhouse so that you can just sit down, play it for somebody. It's going to come up, right? There'll come a time when you're like, okay, I want to play Happy Birthday for somebody. And nobody cares how you sing. They're just kind of delighted you're using your ukulele. It's kind of cute. All right, let's finish up today. Let's play through the chords the melody, and then we'll play the tough uke, and then we'll grab a baritone and we'll play through that way as well. Let's give it a try. From the top, melody only, please. 1, 2. Whoops. I know how this song goes. Let's start from the top. I do have it memorized. 1, 2. And let that ring and then go. I didn't spend any time talking about it, but you probably would want to play that one in second position. That way your 2s, your 3s, and that 1-5 is covered there. Noticed I was playing it there in first position like I tend to, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, I'm out of fingers. I got to slide up and get that 5. So just maybe make yourself know, hey, play this one in second position, and then all of your notes are covered that way. All right, and then the tough uke. Let's grab a G chord and let's see how we do. Grab those 2 2s. Now notice 0 2 0, so you're going to have to lift up your ring finger to get the second string open. Hit the 2, and then put your ring finger back down. And then 2 2 2, that's your partial D7. Okay, and then a couple more 2s. Lift up your ring finger again to get 2 2 0. Hit the 2. Hit the open first string. And then go grab your G chord. Rest stroke. Make sure your thumb is resting on that first string. Go hit 2 more 2s. This is the hard part. Pinky way up on 5. Leave your G chord on. Put your pinky on 5. And now take your pinky right back off. And then hit 0 2 3. You're already holding them down. Just do a rest stroke. And then 2 2 2. Grab everybody. Cram them in the second fret. And then all opens. Yay. Okay, 2 3s. 0 2 3 2 is your G chord, so measure 7, put a G chord on. hit the 3, already holding it down. And then the open D7, 2020. And then a rest stroke on the G chord here at the end. Let's play it together. 1, 2. Okay, if you want to fancy it up a little bit, all right, that sounded jazzy. So mess around with it. There's Happy Birthday. Okay, you probably are going to play that song for somebody at some point on your ukulele for real. You probably sing it. You probably use the chords, memorize that part, and then you know, if you don't sing, if you're like, I will never sing a note ever in my life, then you have to learn the tough uke version, right? And you want to have it memorized. You don't want to have to go get paper work to play Happy Birthday. Do not be like my advanced team in the ukulele orchestra. When they say, can you play Happy Birthday? You say, yep, sure. Right? That's it. That's your plan. That's your homework. Clonk. When I say, can you play Happy Birthday? You say, yes, sir. I can sure do that. No problem. Well, you say, yes, sir, if you're from the South. If you're from Texas, you say, yes, sir. If you're from Denver, you say, dude. Let's see. All right. Let's grab baritones. Where's the Happy Birthday? Baritone. Baritone. Okay. Ukulele players. Most of you are ukulele players. You're looking at D, A7, and G. Okay. So your D chord, it's everybody in the second fret. Plunk, plunk, plunk. Okay. Your A7 chord is sitting right here. Index finger on the first fret, third string. Okay. And then your other chord is a G chord, of course. You've been working on that all week, well, since you showed up here. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger. Okay. Yeah, Q says, hit the thumbs up button. Thanks, Q. Elizabeth, I'm here. I have a dilated eyes. Can't look at a bright screen. Elizabeth is like, she's got her, I told you, she's from Colorado. She's got sunglasses on going, dude, everything's blurry, man. Glad you went to the eye doctor. All right. Baritone players, D chord, A7, D chord, A7, G chord, D chord, A7, D. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Whoops, you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe. Remember, just take your index finger up and down, not from the elbow, from your wrist. Happy birthday to you. And that's where your tremolo goes. Okay, so you can get 2 tremolos out of this one. I think it's, I've been working on the railroad that has 3 tremolos in it. Let's play the melody, maybe second position. Ukulele players, stay on chords. 1, 2. Melody, okay? Ukulele players, how does playing the chords go with that? And And remember that fermata above schmo can be whatever length you want to make it. Let's play the tough uke, and then you guys will have your homework. 1, 2. What you're after. Most of you guys have heard that tune, and so it should be in your, at least your brain's willingness to accept it as a melody. And then just spend a little bit of time tonight really trying to stick it into memory. Okay, not so much playing the whole thing into memory, but certainly the chords. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joe Schmo. Happy birthday to you. Right, and so there we go. That's all I know about happy birthday. Let me give you a quick overview of the rest of the week. Tomorrow we're going to play La Cucaracha. You want to be here for that. It's about a dancing cockroach, and I will tell you, it is probably of all 30 songs or all 30 lessons in this foundation class, I kind of look forward to just doing La Cucaracha because we get to do staccato playing, and it's really fun. It makes your ukulele sound terrible, and which is very exciting because you're like, oh, I just want to sound, I want everything to sound like Hotel California. Happy birthday to you. Right, we don't. Tomorrow it'll be, let's see if I can do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. It'll be like that, right? So real staccato, real crazy playing. And then on Friday, we have All Through the Night, which is a lullaby. So another, similar to Brahms' lullaby, we'll just try to get it soft and smooth and flowy, and that will be your week. So all of these are in the key of G. We're going to get really comfy with G chords, D chords, and A chords, and then we'll wrap up key of G next week, and then move on to key of F is coming up next. So very exciting times, you guys. You've already gotten through 19 lessons in this series, and hopefully it's starting to come together for you just a little bit. Next hour, we're going to be tackling America the Beautiful, one of those songs that is another one of those patriotic things that we're doing right now. And then in the 5 o'clock hour, Build Me Up Buttercup. Yeah, a lot of you guys have seen the Geico. I think it's Geico. It might be Progressive. I think it's Geico. Why don't you build me up, Buttercup, baby, blah, 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 right? And they act like everybody knows the words to it. Nobody knows the words to it, but they think they do. So I'm going to pull this stream, and I'm going to get started on the next stream. And so you can either stay on YouTube and then just refresh the page here, and it'll tell you when I'm live again, or you can go back over to Jolly Roger, get the link, and come back over. So thank you all for being here. Anita, Marilyn, Diane, Michelle, Rob, Shelley, Pam, and Elizabeth. Thank you all. And the other, a bunch of you that are hanging out who haven't logged in. If you are logged in, if you'll hit the thumbs up, I appreciate that. And I will talk to all of y'all either next hour or tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Peace.